So there's some interesting news about net neutrality. It appears that they are nearly to the threshold of being able to vote in favor of restoring net neutrality protections. In fact, the Washington Post has reported that now 50 senators have endorsed a legislative measure to override the FCC's decision to deregulate the ISPs, the broadband industry. Now, 50 votes, 50 senators have signed on to this. Only 51 are required. Remember, this isn't something that you can actually filibuster, right? This isn't something where you need 60 votes. You only need 50 votes because this is what's called a Senate resolution of disapproval. Now, it's actually part of the Congressional Review Act. And what it could do is that it could roll back Ajit Pai's removal of net neutrality rules. But not only that, but it would also prohibit the agency from passing similar measures. Now, the rules, of course, that were eliminated banned internet providers from blocking or throttling or slowing down websites, and allowing ISPs to create what they call paid prioritization or fast lanes for websites and companies that are willing to pay for faster access. Now, that would actually devastate the internet business ecosystem and actually hurt a lot of online businesses who now have to pay a ransom in order to have their websites be able to compete with the larger companies. It would basically ruin smaller websites. So that's why a lot of businesses are actually like, we like net neutrality rules. We would like to restore them. And so we're not in favor of Ajit Pai's decision. So we would like to ask Congress to do so, to act on this, right? So in total, this has the support of all 49 Democratic senators, as well as one Republican. That is Suzanne Collins of Maine. So, look, I want to give her credit on this one because she's actually, I guess, living up to the mantra of, yes, I'm a moderate Republican. Wonderful. Great to see that you're with us on this one. Okay. So now that leaves one more Republican vote. So in theory, that should be pretty easy to find, right? And I'm going to give you some numbers that illustrate why it should be easy. And then I'm going to tell you why it's not easy. For one, 83% of voters support net neutrality rules. That includes 75% of Republicans. This should be a slam dunk, right? This should be a slam dunk. But for Republicans, there's only one senator that's signing on with this. Out of all the others, one senator. And look, you guys know why, right? Follow the money. Telecommunications lobbyists from all these different companies have poured millions of dollars in defeating net neutrality, right? And they did so because it makes these companies billions and billions of dollars. This is going to be an enormous windfall for these companies. So, of course, they're paying lobbyists to go and bribe our politicians with campaign donations so that they can get net neutrality eliminated. That's why Trump, by the way, also, and a lot of Republicans, helped and supported Ajit Pai. That's why Ted Cruz called it the Obamacare of the internet. It's because they all get money from the telecommunications industry. So that's why, by the way, a measure that has 83% support among the public can't get any traction. It's the money. It's the money in politics that is preventing this from actually getting action. And that's also probably why this won't work, even if it gets 51 Republicans to sign on. It still has to go through the House, and of course, President Trump still has to sign it. So I think very, very unlikely. However, what Democrats are doing is that they're hoping that, hey, man, look, if you don't go in support of this, then we're just going to use this against you in the next election, in the midterms. So it's going to be an issue, but the Republicans, I don't think they care about that because they're still going to get the money, and I think they're still going to get the votes. So even if since 3/4 of Republicans are still in favor of net neutrality, there are going to be other issues that they're going to side with Democrats, or I'm sorry, with the Republicans on. And that includes things like being pro-life and pro-Trump and all that stuff. So I don't see this being a defining issue for Republicans that they're going to vote, we're going to vote for the Democrat based on their stance on net neutrality. No, of course not. But it's nice to hope. Anyway, now, again, credit to Suzanne Collins for actually going with her constituents and saying, no, I actually do care about net neutrality. So, yes, I am going to support this. Now, the rest of the Republicans in Congress, they've showed that so far they are bought and paid for by the industry, and they don't actually give a shit about what their constituents think. So, yes, while this would be great, this would be an issue that would normally, if we lived in a normal system, would sail through Congress with so much not only a grassroots support, but should be bipartisan support with old Democrats voting in favor of this. I don't see it going through. And it's because our system is poisoned by the money. We want net neutrality, we want any of these things, and we're going to have to get to work on getting the money out of politics so that we can actually start to win on these issues. Because if we don't, then we're always going to lose on the issues because we're not the side that has the money. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.